So back in May, we told you about a great contest that professional organizers from Connecticut were hosting.
They were looking for someone who needed a little help getting his or her house set to sell.
The idea was to find somebody, an individual, a couple, a family, who needed to thin out their stuff so that their house would look great for potential buyers.
So people entered the contest by submitting pictures of certain rooms in their homes, and the folks at the National Organization of Professional Organizers Connecticut chapter selected a winner.
The winner is Amanda Barnes of Norwalk, and on July 6th, her home went through quite the transformation. Take a look. Look in any direction and you see organizers actively working to get this Norwalk ranch cleared out and set to sell. Just 2 hours into the process, significant progress has already been made. Organizer Matt Byer is overseeing the entire operation.
We got a great start on things. We got the garage is emptied.
Most of its original contents are over here, where contest winner Amanda Barnes and her husband Jeff will have to decide what stays, what goes, what gets donated, and what heads off to storage. This is what the garage looked like before the team started.
We've got 2 tents set up for the garage stuff that came out. That'll be first to be reviewed.
The kitchen is jam-packed and too small to handle the needs of this family of 5. Many of the items are being moved out to the garage to be put on newly cleared shelves there. Here's organizer Shauna Turner.
We're going to take out as much as possible. We're going to try to make it look super spacious and tidy so that the potential buyer can really envision themselves in the kitchen.
To that end, Alex Modica of Shelf Genie is part of this project, making the kitchen cabinets more workable by retrofitting them with pullouts and by opening up traditionally limited spaces.
So there's a bar in the way. So this is usually kind of a pain in the neck for clients. So what we'll do is we'll cut this piece out, and all of a sudden, instead of trying to squeeze your body in to try to get to stuff on one side or the other, now you just opened up this space.
Over in the dining room, which by the end of the day will become the family's living room, is contest winner Amanda Barnes.
This should take me like a year. They're saving my life.
She learned about the contest on the Better Connecticut Facebook page.
You have 3 kids.
Yeah, 3 kids.
A husband, a dog. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot.
So there's a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Has it been an easy process or a hard process?
Medium.
Medium.
Medium, because I know it needs to go for us to sell our house. It's hard. We have a lot of stuff and a lot of memories.
But tough decisions have to be made today, and Amanda quickly gets called to another room to make more of them.
You are needed in Operation Kitchen with Sue.
Okay.
In this room, dubbed Operation Central, organizers are trying to clear out some of the food stored here due to the lack of space in the kitchen. There's plenty of other stuff here too that'll need to go elsewhere. The current living room, which by day's end will become the new dining room, is chock full of toys belonging to the couple's 7-month-old and 3-year-old daughters. These are items the couple can't send off to storage, but they can't stay up here in plain view either. So the basement is getting a cleanup as well to handle the overflow.
We need this for short-term storage, so all this needs to be processed. We need to maximize the space. You saw the stuff in the living room. It's got to come down here, so we've got to open up this space.
To make room, much of what had been in the basement has been moved outside for sorting. Amanda's husband Jeff is working with Melissa Alford, an organizer who has experience managing even the most extreme cases of clutter.
And it's going to go into storage.
That could go into storage.
But I mean, when it goes into storage, we remember that it's there. And so that's what I'm saying. If we could
that's
donate,
something we'll have to buy again. That's the only reason I'm saying it.
But or you don't buy it for her. You buy her something else because there's so much.
But everyone needs a walker at a certain stage of their life.
And you think this is the walker. This is the go-to walker.
Melissa nudges a little, but is respectful of the couple's decisions.
I will balance the yeses and the pushes. And for me, that's the most important thing. This is their stuff, this is their house, this is their life, this is their way of living. These are their dailies. They're in control.
It's noontime, and the team from NAPO has made remarkable progress. 3 hours in so far, right? We're doing good.
Yeah, we're doing great.
Now this pile over here is for the couple to decide whether or not they want to keep it. This pile here is going into storage, but the inside of the house looks remarkable. Again, in just 3 short hours, this NAPO team has made some unbelievable progress.
2 hours later,
The basement is completely cleared up. We've already started clearing out a lot of stuff from upstairs to go downstairs. This room, for example, currently the living room is emptied out of all the big toys that were here.
Over in the one-time dining room,
It's all open. They're packing up things, fragile things that were in two break fronts that are going to be moved. Both of those are going to go in storage.
as part of the contest, Cube Smart Storage in Shelton is giving the family 3 months of free storage. Items headed to storage are loaded up by a team from Junk Luggers, who are also donating their services to this set-to-sell makeover. Tom from Just Dump It is donating his time as well. Soon it's time to do the room swap. The couch and table trade places, with the new living room offering a more open feel.
It feels more inviting, and we believe that will help it sell better.
Look at the transformation from before to after. Amazing. Same thing with the new dining room. Before, it was packed with kids' toys. Look at it now. The toys have found a spot in the much more organized basement. Remember all that stuff in the backyard? Gone. And the foyer, where first impressions are made, totally transformed.
People make decisions in their first few seconds, and if it doesn't feel right immediately, it's unlikely that the house is going to sell.
Sitting in their transformed home at the end of the day, Amanda and Jeff are filled with gratitude.
It is hard to part with your stuff, but sometimes you have to say goodbye to things to make more room, and that's what we needed. So it's fantastic. They did a great job. Everyone did a great job.
Your house is now set to sell!
Joining us today,
amazing.
Joining us today is
So
the
amazing.
contest winner Amanda Barnes and Matt Beyer of Matt Beyer Organizing. It's so nice to see you.
Thanks for coming in.
How you been?
Good.
Did you
We've been
see the
good.
video? I mean, you're living in it. The transformation was simply remarkable. Did you believe that in one day that they were going to get all that done?
I had a lot of faith, and they had a lot of people, and everyone was great. They did a great job.
It's so great.
It seems like they were very, very respectful. You're very respectful because, like you were saying, these are your things. It's your stuff. It's very hard to get rid of a lot of things. I know that for a fact for myself. But, I mean, how did you decide? What were some of the more difficult decisions?
A lot of the kids' toys were really hard because we have children, and they love their toys, and they're important for them. But we got rid of multiples and put stuff in storage that we didn't need, and it was hard. We gave some stuff away, and it's hard. It's really hard.
It is. It's very difficult.
We want to know, is the house on the market?
It will be at the end of the week, we hope.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Because there was, it's kind of a deadline. Your mom is kind of pushing you along as well. She's kind of in real estate, and she's like, you got. So have there been obstacles since July 6th? Have you been living in the house, and what's the situation now?
We've been living in the house, and we're trying to get the other rooms ready to sell.
Okay.
So we've been moving stuff to storage. We had a tag sale yesterday.
Oh, good.
And we're just trying to get the house completely ready, and then we're going to move out.
And that's it?
Yes, that's it.
And then it's just going to stay.
It must be a completely different feeling in there now, though, without all the stuff.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. They did a great job, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Not to have so much clutter, and we can actually sit at our dining room table, and we can actually sit in our new living room and watch TV.
That's so fantastic.
Matt, some of the obstacles you came across in this particular project as opposed to some other projects you've done, and I know you've taken on a lot in the past.
Yeah, well, the way you always have to prioritize before you organize, and we focused on what was the most important thing here. It's getting this house set to sell. There's a lot of reasons you could declutter. That was our reason. So it was less about focusing on making the perfect decision today, but more about momentum, keeping this going. Let's make a decision, and it was so great to have Cube Smart to take the excess that we're still keeping. It's still there,
absolutely.
but you know, it's out of the way, so they can get to the more important priority, which is having this house open and inviting and set to sell.
And important priorities. You want to thank some people here.
Oh, absolutely. First, starting with my 19 colleagues from NAPO, Connecticut. Great job, guys. Cube Smart self-storage. We absolutely could not have done this transformation without their help. Just Dump It Lugging, Luggers Moving. Shelves Genie for those beautiful shelves, Dr. James Weisskopf of the Riverside Counseling Center, John's Best Pizza of Wilton for lunch, Amec Transfer Station, Nicole and Kara for the tents, and a big thank you to Better Connecticut for showcasing.
Well, we thank you both
so
for being
great.
here.
Thank you for coming in. We really appreciate it.
Good luck.
Amazing story.
Let us know when the house sells.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
absolutely.
All right, if you'd like to learn more about Matt and his organizing business, check out, it's mattbuyer.com. He does most of his work in southwestern Connecticut.
Yep, you can find a complete list of Connecticut organizers who are members of the National Association of Professional Organizers by visiting the NAPO website. It's NAPO-CT.com. There's a spot on the right side of the screen to find where you can find an organizer.
Which is really just great.
Yeah.
These are folks who come from all over the state and share their talents on this project, and they're just great, great people. Special shout out to Tracy Fiore, our executive producer, who put that piece together, and Eric Budney, who edited it. Great,
Yeah.
great.